And I always remember my mechanic said that I should hold on to it till the wheels become squares. that's that's his that's his motto. The wheels become squares. Okay, how do I simplify this? Well, I'm allowed inside to simplify and perform the operation, in other words. So this is 20 factorial over 17 factorial. You cannot distribute, that's not ever allowed. You can simplify inside, you get 17. And now it becomes easy. Which one of these two is bigger? And that's where my starting point is.
20.
Yes. So I will stop, obviously, when I hit 17 factorial, because I want to simplify. So I always start with a number that is given, and then I subtract 1, and I get 19. I'm not there yet. I subtract 1, I get 18. I subtract 1, and that's where I stop. I don't want to list all of those from 17 to 1, because I don't want to list these either. So all I have to do is this. So now I multiply, what is this, 380 times 18. So 380 times 18, and I get 6840. Any questions? Maybe you want to go to, what is it, to Canvas and look at the test that I posted from last semester, and let's go over that. Or if you'd like to review anything for test 3, let me refresh your memory. We have 4.1 through 4.5. We have 5.1, 5.3 through 5.5. We have 6.1 and 8.1. A total of 11 sections for this test. Not this weekend, the following weekend. I'm hoping you're going to finish all the homework and ask plenty of questions. Yes. Anything you'd like to go back to? Anything you worked on? Anything you'd like to see again? Anything?
Could we start working through the practice test you sent us?
Anything you want.
To download.
Choose any problem. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, any problem.
We'll work on number 5.
Yes, let's work on number 5. What does it say?
Hold on, let me try and bring it up. It says the exponential function f of x equals 542.
F of x. 542.
In parentheses, 1.026 raised to x models the population of a country, f of x, in millions, x years after 1970.
So 1970, I'm sorry, x equals 0 represents 1970.
Yes.
Good.
And it says do A through E, and then A is find the country's population in 1970. And then B is modeled by this function the country's population in 1997. And then 2024, 2051, and then what's happening every 27 years.
Very good. I see the problem. 1.026 to the x. Okay, so they want us first to determine what happens in 1970. So this means x equals 0. In part B, in 1997, which means x equals 27 years. Then they want in 2024. So that's 54 years. And what else? And 2051. So that's another plus 27, correct? 81. Good. I'm not going to do this by hand, of course. 0 is fine. For 0 is definitely clear. This raised to 0 is 1. So the answer is 542 million. F of 0, 542 mil. But for the rest, I'm going to create a function in the graphing calculator in y equals. I will plug in 542 in parentheses, 1.026, close the parenthesis, put the caret and x, exactly how I see it here. And now I will go to second and table like we always do, and I will plug in 27, and then 54, and then 81, and then I get those numbers. F of 27, I got 1084 roughly. Then I get F of 54, 4335 roughly. And last one, F of 81 is 4335 mil. And this one is 2168. So 2168. And then the question is asking us, what do you notice? That every 27 years, something appears to be happening. 27 years from 500 to 1,000. So it's roughly double. From 27 to 54, another 27 years, from 1,000 to 2,000, roughly double. From 54 to 81, from 2,000 to 4,000, roughly double. So the options are, it appears that the population is growing by a factor of 3. No. There does not appear to be a pattern. No. It appears that the population is decreasing. Absolutely not. It appears that the population is growing by a factor of 2 every 27 years. Does it make sense? Is this okay?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to print off the test.
But is the idea clear?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Would you like to work on anything else? We still have a few minutes. And you know me, I don't like to waste your time. I like to do something. All next week, we're going to review. For the test, please do as much as possible. Finish up homework. Make a list of questions that you may have. This is my next class. Okay, so should I choose? Do you want me to choose? Do you want to choose something else?
You can choose.
Okay, so let's look at let's review some exponential functions, exponential equations. So I'm looking at number 11. 9 raised to x plus 8 equals 81 raised to x minus 8. This is an exponential function because the variable is at the exponent level. Okay, so our first thought is to see if these two can be presented with the same base. If they can be presented with the same base, then it's not too difficult of a situation to handle. And it turns out that 81 can be presented as 9 squared. Of course, everything raised to x minus 8. The left-hand side is clear. The right-hand side, what do we do with these? When we raise a power to another power, what is the operation we need to perform with the exponents?
Can't remember if it's add or multiply.
So here's how we remember. Very easy. So if I have 2 to the third times 2 squared, I have a total of 5 2's, 3 and 2. So this must be added. But when I do this, what is this? In case we forget, it's 2 to the third times 2 to the third. So again, I have 3 2's and another 3 2's, so this is 2 to the sixth. So this cannot be added. So we add when we multiply. I have 3 here and I have 2 here, so I must have 5. But this one is specifically 2 to the third times 2 to the third. Now you can use this property and add. But it's easier when you copy and multiply. Is this better?
Yeah.
So this is 2x minus 16 then, because I have to distribute 2 to x and 2 to 8. At this point, what do? I presented both sides with the same base, and therefore, what happens next?
You set the exponents equal to each other.
Very good. That's it. Subtract 2x, subtract 8, x equals 24. Any questions? Okay, let's look at the log equation. Log base 2 of x plus 8 plus log base 2 of x plus 5 equals 1. When we solve log equations, it is recommended. However, you can use the other method. I'm fine. But don't forget, you must check. We would like to write the domain for these functions. What has to happen, or what type of number should x plus 8 be so that log exists?
Must be positive.
Very good. And the same thing with x plus 5, positive. This one means greater than negative 8. This one means greater than 5. What is the common domain then? From negative 8 to infinity and from negative 5 to infinity.
So negative 8 to infinity.
Careful. Let's
Negative
graph.
5.
Yes, let's graph it. Let's graph it so we don't make an error. We don't have to rush. So negative 8 to infinity is this in orange, and in blue from negative 5 to infinity, and I need a common. I need the common territory. So then the common territory must be between where I see orange and blue or green, whatever that color is, both at the same time.
Makes sense.
So the solution must be a number here. If it's a number here or here, the equation has no solutions. At this point, we're ready to condense. So we condense log base 2. How do I condense all this? Remember, we have to state the domain before we condense. So when I condense, what do I get? Log base 2 applied to the ratio or product?
That's product.
Very good, because it's plus. Excellent. So x plus 8, x plus 5 equals 1. And now we are ready to change this into an exponential equation. We start with the base and we go counterclockwise. 2 to the first power equals this, and I'm going to multiply it. X squared, 8x plus 5x, 13x plus 40. Now we are solving the quadratic equation. So this is x squared plus 13x plus 38 equals 0. Subtract 2 from both sides. If you ever get the chance to come across a TI-86, I know it's not fancy, it doesn't have the summation notation and other things that this one has, but 86 has a feature that I am in love with. I'm kidding. So it can solve any polynomial. We're talking about polynomial. Polynomial, right here, poly, P-O-L-Y. By simply clicking on that, second in poly, it's asking me for the order, which is degree 2. And it's asking me to enter the coefficients in the correct order, 1, 13, 38. If a coefficient is missing, I have to put 0. 1, 13, 38. 1, 13, 38. And then it has a button that says solve. And it gives me the solutions. Unless I don't know the solution, but I got a -8, which is not possible, and -4. So let me see. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I copied something else. It was x plus 6, not x plus 8, but I have to finish up. So that's why this is not factorable. So forgive me, I just made up a problem. So we got that x equals -8.56 and x equals -4.4. So this one is not acceptable because it's not a number greater than -5, and I will say yes to this one. But pay attention that I changed the problem. Everything is correct, but it's not the problem from the test.
I think you did that with number 11 as well, because I think it's x plus 6, not x plus 8.
Oh, I guess I need new glasses. Sorry.